Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Intrigo, Death of an Author. This is a 2018 film. It is rated R and it runs an hour and 45 minutes. And it stars Ben Kingsley, Michael Byrne, and Tuva Novotny. The description is short. One solitary man at the rudder in a small open boat plows through a troubled sea off the Dutch coast. I have no idea what that means, but I'll explain it better than that. So, this is Intrigo, Death of an Author. The Death of an Author. Oh boy. Well, this movie, I'll tell you what, it tries really, really hard to be smart and mysterious and interesting the whole time and throw this at you and that at you and just let you try and figure it out at the end. And normally a movie like that would be good, right? I mean, we like Clue and we like all these murder mysteries. We get a million of them. So, I think that this one just really tries hard. I think that's going to be the main theme of this movie is that nobody has probably heard of this, nobody has probably seen this, and their strategy for trying to get noticed was to put Ben Kingsley in here, and they thought maybe some people would watch it, and so then they have all this stuff happen and they want to do it their way and tell their story a certain way, and they figure that people are going to watch it because Ben Kingsley is in it, and then they just kind of do whatever they want to, so they end up kind of screwing over the people that do end up watching this movie. Um, the situation here is that this guy that's writing a book comes to Ben Kingsley for advice on if the story is good or not. I don't know why I can't just say that as the description. But so he's telling Ben the the story. He's reading it to him. Ben gives him notes along the way. They're talking to each other. So we have breaks in our movie within a movie where there's a situation happening and this story being told, and then they take breaks for Ben and this guy to discuss things. So that's the movie. And sounds pretty interesting, right? I mean, I could almost sell some people just on that idea alone. That's kind of, that we have that a lot of times. And then, I don't know, like as the story goes, it gets very confusing because a lot of different things happen. They get away from the main idea for a while. They throw some more people in there. You don't really know who's who. They talk about some things. The way I was able to watch this had no subtitles, but there was people speaking German for a couple minutes here and a couple minutes there. So I think I lost out on some information along the way. But I pretty much got a sense in the movie, but it wasn't like hard to follow or anything. It's just hard to follow who is this person because of the accents. They were really hard to understand. And so then this person got brought up, and oh, they referenced this person. I didn't really remember who they were. Just, it's really tough watching a movie with people with heavy accents. I mean, I'm not trying to be any certain way. I'm just trying to state a fact that if I can't understand the people talking, then I can't enjoy the movie. And that just seems to be how it is sometimes. So that's really, the one of the weak points of this movie is not being able to understand people. I mean, like, how can you have that be a shortcoming of yours? Just dub it or something, make it more clear to understand you. The story they have going for them is exciting. It's intriguing, of course, and the one thing that I can tell you, whether you watch this movie or not, is that it doesn't have so much to do with the word intrigo. I'm wondering if maybe they just put that in the title to try and intrigue people to watch this movie. But it doesn't have that much to do with it. I think they could have just called it The Death of an Author, but that wouldn't have been, as catchy. And maybe they could have just called it Intrigo. I don't know why they had to put them together. So I'm surprised they couldn't decide on a title and why they had to make it so long. But the movie itself doesn't have so much to do about Intrigo per se. It's not the main thing. Then we have to talk about the ending a little bit because that's what most of these murder mystery kind of movies have to deal with, right? Is what ends up happening. What's the big catch? And the problem at the beginning of this movie is that Ben Kingsley has a line saying, "Oh, well, that's a nice little twist," or "What are you going to do with that?" And then the story progresses from there. So it kind of takes us out of the moment of it being a nice twist, that somebody has to comment on it being a nice twist. And so once we get to the ending, like we're really wanting something, like just don't kill the momentum of it, just let it happen. And what happens at the ending is one of the worst endings to a movie, and Ben Kingsley butts in and says, "Well, that's the crappiest ending I can think of," because they're talking about the story. And I have to agree with him. I'm surprised they had him say that because that's what every person who watches this movie is going to think. And they actually have a character in the movie say it, that it sucks. So what are we supposed to do with it? We're going to leave it on the movie, that in the movie itself has a character say that their movie sucks at the end. So we just know the ending sucks and we're all agreeing on it. So there you go. Yeah, I don't really understand what happened at the end. I don't understand the drive about it, the influence. I don't understand exactly what happened with certain characters and who did what. And it's a very odd ending because I was pretty lost and I just couldn't understand what was going on. So I think for the whole movie together being sort of interesting and kind of fun to watch and trying to figure out just by watching and just trying to stay in the moment, really try hard to focus and figure out what's going on. It has something good going for it, but the ending just kills it. And I think the last 10, 15, 20 minutes can really just say to throw this movie away, and I would completely understand people saying that. So I don't think it's that bad of a movie. I think it has a cool beginning. I think it has a nice middle. Lots of stuff going on. And I think it's worth a watch if you desire seeing why this movie is so bad at the end. So I think altogether the movie deserves a little bit of a bump from being one of the worst movies I've seen this year. So I'm going to give it a C minus just by a hair being above my worst grade. So I'm going to give C minus to Intrigo, Death of an Author. I do advise watching it for yourself to see what exactly it is about if you are able to. I know it's kind of hard to find right now, but give it a chance. Maybe in a couple months, maybe you'll be able to find it more in a main area. So thanks a lot, guys. C minus for Intrigo, Death of an Author. My name is Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them to watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.